Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to the show. Today's show, we're gonna focus on the successful 20th May boycott and the president's remarks towards that 20th May. Okay, so it will be nice for me to play those excerpts so that you can get a listen of it. Okay, they will come back to it.
Last Saturday, the Ambazonian people on Ground Zero sent an unambiguous message to the colonizers in Yaoundé. The message was about their unflinching resolve and support for the war of independence they have been locked in for the past 7 years. Ground Zero called the bluff of La République du Cameroun and choose to stay home from their organized annual ritual in 20th May festivities. La République du Cameroun had methodically set out to use this ceremony to proclaim victory over Ambazonia and to announce the end of the resistance, the end of the war, and the beginning of peace and greater unity. La République du Cameroun wanted to tell the world that finally, peace and security are back. Look at the people. See them celebrating 20th May. And so, life returns to normalcy. That was meant to be the message. But thanks to the boycott, the plan was punctured. And I guess the war leaders in Cameroon should be now back to the drawing board, wondering what next to do. Yes, they will certainly return to the drawing board. But the message is sent. The message is sent already, loud and clear enough, at least to those in the leadership in Cameroon who still have ears to hear and who can rightly contextualize the meaning of the message. The message sent by this boycott, the 20th May boycott, is that 20th May, that 20th May referendum of 1972 remains a fraud against the sovereign people of the former West Cameroon, Ambazonia. It was never supposed to happen. The message is that the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroun remain two separate nations, whether they want it, like it or not. The message is that Cameroon cannot continue to impose her will on the free people of Ambazonia, that no level of intimidation, arrest, torture, imprisonment, and killings will puncture this idea of a free and independent Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Perhaps even more importantly, the message is that it isn't the diaspora that is pushing for separation. It is the millions on the ground, those same masses that boycotted 20th May, that they are the ones propelling separation, not the diaspora. The diaspora is only being supportive. That was the message that our people sent on 20th May. Prior to the 20th May, La République du Cameroun had for months made believe they have depleted or killed almost all the ARF, that normalcy was fast returning, that only a pocket of resistance is left. As 20th May was approaching, the generals were under special instructions to cleanse the territory of all remnants of the ARF. They had conceived this 20th May to be the occasion in which they officially proclaim victory over Ambazonia. The world will see, they thought, Ambazonians pouring the streets to celebrate 20th May as in yesteryears. May the good Lord bless you all for denying La République du Cameroon that victory and the message. But it doesn't appear like La République du Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen, was all optimistic in our planning. They seem to have perceived some disgrace early enough. For the first time in some communities, their army forced school children and civilians arrested on the street and got them uniforms to go out to participate in the 20th May parade 3 days before the event proper. You have seen some of the images. In Tombe, for example, the 20th May parade took place 3 days before the actual date to avoid, I guess, the wrath of the Amber Boys. In Mamfe and Mbengwe, pockets of the military were hastily assembled to stage the march past one day before 20th May. If anything, Kumba didn't look like 20th May event was in town. It was grounded in its entirety. Of course, Bamenda and Boya too were grounded, even though prisoners from the GDRO centers were ferried to the Commercial Avenue ceremonial ground and Bongo Square to join the military in the parade that lacked the grace of the most needful, the civilian population. They stayed home. They locked themselves home, prepared not to go, back to their home.
The president,
even in francophone infested
the excerpt of the 20th May Wahala. Okay, so from what the president has mentioned, we have seen a lot of positions that La République is trying to halt or trying to impose the 20th May on the people of Ambazonia. A people that even cannot celebrate their own Independence Day, but they will disrupt our own Independence Day. I don't understand. While our own Independence Day is supposed to be celebrated, we have 1st of October, they have 1st of January. Every year, 2 separate independence, 2 separate years. 1960, theirs is 1st of January 1960. Ours is 1st of October 1961. Why, when we want to celebrate our Independence Day, they are bringing Wahala? 20th May is the day that they annexed Southern Cameroonian. It's not a day to celebrate. We cannot go out and be celebrating 20th May as, before we did not even know what is 20th May. Most of our parents were not sensitized. We were not sensitized when we were young about the 20th May. Every 11 February, 20th May will be marching. But when we ask ourselves, why were we marching? What is the meaning of 20th May? The day of the fake referendum. The fake referendum. So that's why this time, you see, when the international community is mentioning referendum, it's different from the one that was organized by Aejo. No, totally different. Because the one that we are seeking, okay, is that where the international community will organize it. It's not a local referendum. And that's why some people don't understand. Why do you think La Republic is running to go to negotiation? Is running from negotiation? Because it will still lead to something like that. It will still lead to a peaceful separation. La Republic think that they can win through their military. You have heard most of the diplomats have seen that Amazonians are very, very resilient. La Republic cannot win with anything. They cannot. This is 7 years. You have seen the action even for the past these few 3 months is even more than the one that we have been seeing. So how do you think? It's not easy. It's not easy to go to somebody's land and go and take that land. It's not easy. Our people know their land. They'll be going through with their armor cars, but they don't know the land. How do you go and stay in somebody's place? Try to force them to do what they don't want to do. You cannot survive that kind of way. Because whether how many years, you will not survive that kind of occupation. In this modern day era, you will not survive that. I don't know if these old people in Yaoundé, they don't think. They think that they will just use that olden day style. And Pobia himself said it. You use that olden day style to conquer people, to submerge everything that belongs to them. You think that those people will think normally or welcome you? I don't even want to be talking about all the propaganda that they are doing. Some people are buying those nonsense. You see propaganda. You are buying propaganda. Somebody is burning your house, is killing your people, doing all kinds of nonsense to your people. You are buying it. This 20th May is not something to celebrate. It's not something to celebrate. How can you put a referendum? You ask the people, then the referendum that they made was that they brought in the referendum that was done by IJO. It was the whole of the 2 regions. La Republic also voted, and the Southern Cameroonian also voted, which is not correct, because they have overwhelming majority already. Then, as if that was not enough, they went and put 2 yes and we. Our people do not know French. How do you put yes and we? You expect that our people will know that how? It's very difficult. Let's listen to the last part of the president's comment.
The only presence was that of the colonial military and a few colonial officials. The people were absent. In counties like Libialem, Boyo, and Bui, nothing, 0 celebrations took place there. The warriors, the dragons, and the Bui Amba boys took over. If any message Cameroon should be reading from your refusal to go back to sucking your own vomit, it is that the feeling of annexation, colonization, subjugation, and marginalization isn't a thing of the diaspora. You declared it explicitly that the pains of annexation, colonization, and the feeling of second-class citizenship have been yours, and yours mostly. Not those living out of the country or out of Amazonia, but those on ground zero. Will Cameroon now learn from the experts who have said repeatedly that there is no military solution to this conflict? Will they learn? Let me declare it once more to all of you warmongers in Yaoundé that Amber boys, as you call them, are not going anywhere soon. They are not laying down their arms, and those of us who are bitter enough and feeling the pinch of your impunity and injustices are not going away, are not going anywhere either, until we have all worked and paid for the war to the expected end. We aren't near the last man standing yet. No, not yet. were not even close. On 20th May, the AROF brought down 4 Cameroon soldiers in Tombe. The Bui warriors brought down 9 or more in Kumbo. In Boya, the colonial governor survived a blast that left many scampering for safety. In Menji, in Lebialem, we are told of an ambush that left La République du Cameroon soldiers right there in Menji, with many of them injured. In Boyo, La République du Cameroon recorded casualties too. We had presence also inside Douala that took La République du Cameroon by surprise. The brave and courageous Amber boys deserve our praise and our support. They made us proud. They did their job. Let me renew the promise here. We here at this interim government will continue to support every AROF on the ground that proves its commitment to the war. We will stand behind every self-defense group that shuns partisanship, that just wants to free Ambazonia. And all of us must support them too, not by word of mouth, but by our financial commitment. Having said that, let it be very clear also that fighters that are in the habit of harassing civilians, kidnapping for ransom, and imposing illegal levies on civilians have no role, no place or part in this struggle. And I promise you that if we can't get you, we will make sure you are giving up. Don't mess up the work of good and dedicated fighters who are sacrificing their time and their lives in the bushes to free Ambazonia. If there is anything we should learn after 7 years of fighting, it is that negotiations will not give us a free Ambazonia, no matter how eager we may be for one. Referendum either won't give us a free Ambazonia. Conferences will not give us Ambazonia. The only thing that for sure will give us a free and independent Ambazonia is firepower. We have held La République du Cameroon bound for 7 years in spite of their professional training, their money, and their ammunition, thanks to our ability to sustain firepower. We are well able to hold on to this thing to the chagrin of Cameroon for as long as they remain intransigent. Let's blow up the fire and smoke everything in Cameroon Army uniform out of our territory, one by one, county by county, by firepower. I urge every one of you to leave your comfort zone and let's all stand behind the ARF and give them the fire they need. Please, I urge you, log on to amberdeals.com, and subscribe for just $10 a month. And we died. I promise you, we will hold on the fire, and Cameroon will never have the opportunity to shout victory. No, will never happen.
Yes, that was the president's message for 20th May, and it is very clear. You know, he has made it clear we're going to support all the freedom fighters who are down there for the liberation of the free and fair independent Southern Cameroon. You know, and he also condemned those who are against who are using the struggle for, you know, ransom taking and kidnapping and so on. We have done this so many times. Our people are suffering back home. We don't go and collect money from them. We don't do ransom taking. We don't do kidnapping and all those things. That is what destroys the image of the struggle. And that is clear. also hear about the propaganda of those women that were arrested in the attack, say they were the Takenbeng women. You see that those were paid women who were paid some money to come out. You know, I've seen that in many communities. That is not the first time La Republic is using that system. When they lost in one area, like they lost for 20 ME, you know, it was a 1-0 for 20 ME for them. They look now another means to try to submerge the struggle, or understand, like propaganda campaign that Amazonian women are being punished and so on and so forth by the Amber Boys and so on and so forth. In this struggle, if they want to talk people that have killed women and children, Amazonians fighters have never killed a woman. Never. They have never killed. If they're talking about killing women, if Amazonian fighters say they want to do atrocities, at the military, they have their wives there that they can go and do harm to them, but they don't. Let's be, the human rights abuses that has been caused in this struggle is by the Republic military. When they go and burn house, they go and kill children, they go and kill women, they will say it's Amazonian fighters. They are still doing this. This is the 7th year. They are still doing all this childish propaganda. They go and pay people money to go and march. They did that in Limbe. We have seen that in Limbe, in Ekona, all those ones. We are far gone. Now we are talking with the international community to see how to sit down and talk. If they care, they should continue doing those their nonsense, childish propaganda. We are far past gone those things. They have done all sorts of propaganda, trying to use, they say, divide and rule. They will say, oh, Norways and Southways, all these nonsense things. When we joined them, was it a Norways and Southways? I didn't know the one that went and put that name there. When Foncha and Ndeli, they were prime minister in Southern Cameroon, did you see Norways and Southways? They were there as Southern Cameroonians. So they should stop all of their nonsense. We are far gone past that level of that they are garbage, that they are doing that propaganda. It's very childish. The international community is waiting for them to come to the negotiation table. If they care, they should keep wasting their nonsense time. That's their problem. The show that was there with Tibor Nagy had that show. Tibor Nagy had that show with that show was very great. Some people spend their time on innuendos, right? Instead of looking at the positive, they look at the negative side. Anything that is good, if the thing is not coming from them, it will never be good. This man, this innocent power, it's not from Amazonia, it's not from America. He'll be doing his thing, trying to do his rally, his own people, try to make sure that Amazonian get some international recognition and support. People instead take it in the opposite way. People are so negative, very, very negative that I don't know. Tibor Nagy made some very interesting comments, and he made it clear there are so many people who are against referendum and they're against anything that they say they want to go to negotiation. Tibonagi is asking them, when do you want to go to the negotiation? He's asking them, when do you intend to go to the negotiation? This is a show on Wednesday by President Chris Ano. Okay, it will be a powerful show. Powerful show. Don't afford to miss that show. Okay. Oh shit. I want to expand on this. Okay. This one is talking about those important points that Tibonagi mentioned during the show. Okay, let's look at the points. Number one, if you should insist on talking about Resolution 1608, be prepared to spend the next 200 to 300 years fighting for this struggle, and even then you may not succeed. He's saying are those people who are still trying to bring all the resolutions, all those 1608 resolutions that has passed, yes, but he is talking about reality. Okay, we have to face the reality. What is happening now? Okay, how do we win the international community? How do we gain their support? Okay, that is what he's trying to say. That's how diplomacy works. Diplomacy has no fixed path. Okay, it works in very unpredictable way. That the way you will have your own path is not the same way the other person will have. Right. Number two, he said, those who insist on negotiation as the only way out, tell me how you are going to achieve it. These are what people are saying. They said if they don't, that they want negotiation. If it's not negotiation, so what do you think negotiation will lead to? Negotiation means you give this person also take this. It means that even La Republic go to negotiation table. You think that they will just accept that, okay, we have listened to you, no. It's a serious bargaining. And when you bargain, you'll be ready to lose something too. You see. But in referendum, they give all the powers to the people to decide. And La Republic will not have any say in, the only say La Republic will have is to pack his things and give way for international led organized process. That is all. So anybody who is in doubt of that, you are. The three said a referendum is your best option because it has the potential to attract attention of the international community quicker. That word is very important. Quicker. And besides, it involves negotiation as well. Okay, so I want us to understand that people who are saying we want negotiation, I always ask you think that even this referendum does not have negotiation? Or you think that negotiation does not have referendum? So either way you go, it still has referendum. That's why we are saying that it's an option. But people carry it in their head. Oh, these people want to go and sell, or these people want to go and do this. If you don't brainstorm on these different options, okay, you think that you go to negotiation table. What have you? That's why some of these people who just think that if it's not them, nothing will move. They are wasting time. Because there will be a time that they say, okay, come to this meeting. If you don't go there, they'll forget about you. Nobody will call you again. Then the process will be going on. If it's referendum, it will be going on. You'll be there, oh, you are fighting. You fight. When the international community come there, they'll move everything. So you fight who? So let's be serious. This is an international community coming to help the process. Okay? So that is all that I want to say about that. But let's talk about Ngalla excerpt. He wrote a very powerful piece. Ngalla is the prisoners of conscience. He's one of the Naira 10. You remember they arrested them, they kidnapped them, not even arrested, they kidnapped them in Nigeria, in the Naira hotel. Till date, they are still languishing in jail. Okay. I know people don't know about NCNC that much. Okay, but NCNC is one of the first organizations that started this struggle long, many years ago. Majority of the people that are seeking asylum today are using by the NCNC membership. So NCNC has been clamoring for this for long. Okay, but because of our firepower, the international community is now even giving us as an option. So why not take it? Because if you give me an option that has not worked before, I'll say no. This country tried a referendum, it did not work. This one tried referendum. No, but all the countries that went into referendum, all they won their referendum for their independence. So why should we be afraid of an internationally organized something when La Republic has no hand there, right? Ngalla mentioned this, that the NCNC has been the number one pioneering this referendum thing long ago. They even wrote the United Nations, they wrote those human rights councils and so on and so forth. They wrote into it, And Ngalla, in his excerpt, in his write-up, he made it clear. They will give two questions. Do you accept or you reject? Or yes or no. So referendum is very simple. Okay? And those people who say they want the plebiscite, the idea of a plebiscite is more like French Francophone style. Okay? That's why they held that thing they call plebiscite, that, but at the end of the day, most people are still using the referendum. Okay, most international. Okay, the history is there. We have the history. We have the international law on our side. We have everything. So we are not putting anything, aside. No, there's nothing that is left aside. So if you have 5 options in your heart, I can say that we had this in our heart because our power from Ngalla said that they have been writing long ago about referendum to the international community. So they are looking at that too. If you have 5 options, somebody say this option is good, you say no, you want the other option, you want the other option. This is a crisis. This is war. It's not playtime. There's no time for play. They don't play. It's serious business. So when somebody take it, go and brainstorm on it. Look at the negative, positive side of it. Referendum. Our power from Ngalla really talk about those important aspects of referendum. Even though he wrote a lot about the history side of it, about decolonization or the Bosch, he called it the Bosch decolonization. He also talked about those trusteeship agreement that we and La Republic were supposed to be on equal to status. Not now that they are coming to give us special status. For what? 2 countries. One country will come and give you special status. then some are there in Yaoundé happy, you know. So we have seen those past failures and how La Republic work. So we cannot allow La Republic to pass near the voting or anything. We will never do that. Yes, because we know what they can do. Okay, the referendum, according to PA, they have been at the forefront of this thing. So when he heard it, he said, oh, thank God for hearing our prayers, because this is a cry of the SCNC, one of the oldest organizations in this struggle. All these new thing coming up, the SCNC is the oldest. That's why the power from Ngalla has been locked up in Cameroon too. Most of these old power that you see them today like this, their wisdom is profitable to direct. They have wisdom. Yes. We know of all those past history, we know of all those what happened, but the benefit of this referendum, Pa elaborated some points that are very important. His first point, he said referendum is the best democratic instrument. And it's true. No country on this world, if you go to referendum, that will not come and support you. None. Even France who support it, because France is still holding referendum in many parts of the world that that is still French territory. Quebec, France is the one pushing for a referendum in Canada for Quebec. Yes. Even in Algeria, there is a referendum going there. Even the Algerian people even had the referendum before leaving as a French colony. They had the referendum. Go to Papua New Guinea. It was a referendum that before they left. So majority of the countries that had their independence was through a referendum. They fought war, yes, no doubt, but it ended up in that kind of peaceful separation negotiation process. Okay? And that was it. The second point Pa from Ngalla made, he talked about annexation. Okay? Annexation to the international community. We are being annexed. And through our international lobbying, we have to make to the international community to know that this is a modern day. The international law is against annexation. And if you are still being annexed at this time, it's wrong. So these are points that we have to start putting to the international community rather than sitting on WhatsApp groups, on Facebook, and be making noise for nothing. We need to start putting points by points, go and meet international partners, talking to them. Meet ministers, meet governors, meet in your area, meet senators in your areas. Meet them, put them in point form. Present to them that we want you to support this our cause for referendum. No, this is an international, and like I said in the first point, it's an instrument of democracy. Countries will support anything democratic. Yes. Rather than you keep fighting for your war. For the past 6-7 years, no country has come to our support. None. They're only watching at us like that. We are there looking for $200 to $500. Then people are there saying that they can win the La Republic. You cannot. You cannot be fighting a guerrilla war. Then you are saying that you can win somebody who has a conventional war. Somebody fighting conventional, you are there hiding in the bush. Is that war? Oh my God. If the real war start in that country, La Republic cannot be passing with their trucks to say you are fighting war. You are fighting which war, La Republic? The real war is we too. Any country that come to our support, they will supply us with material. See what is happening in Ukraine. That's war. Where you see the Russian jet is passing like that, the Ukraine jet goes like that and hit it off. That is what we call war. Now we are just doing gorilla nonsense. Then some of you think that you can win. Let's be serious. Let's be honest to ourselves. Let's be honest. I know, but that is what we're talking about. The referendum is also an opportunity for us to tell the people that our independence has been voted in 1961. We just want it to be recognized through a referendum. Who will not support you if you go and present this type of case? This is how we have to present our case. Okay, you are the one to present your case to international community. Nobody else will come and present your case for you. Okay. Another point that Ngalla made, okay, is a peaceful democratic process. That is very important. Of course, who will see peace? That's democratic, and that is justice, peace, democracy. Who will not follow? So the international community is looking at the crisis for the past 7 years. They're only watching. Have you seen how spectators are watching a game? That's how they are watching us fighting. Like Bobby has his little money to sponsor the war. They are going to bribe or borrow money. We don't have anything, no support. Why? Because the international community is looking at how they can support us. The thing that can push them now is something like this referendum. And no country in the world will ever object referendum. No country. If you do that, you are against international law. Ngalla for say negotiation, yes, referendum is a very strong point even during negotiation. That is very important. As Ngalla for is saying here, if you go to a negotiation that you don't have something to hold on, it's just like a court of law, right? If you go to court without evidence, you see evidence that somebody will bring against you, you'll be shouting there, in the court. But the person will win you. That's how Life Public is doing. They are planning referendum even ahead of us. So then the other part is the diplomatic. We have to use. That's what I said. Even all these instruments, all these weapons of referendum, we have to use them. Knock the doors. Aggressive diplomatic process. Very important. Knock those doors. Enter there and seek for help. It will be open. Even the Bible said, knock, 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 it shall be open. Okay, so I'll end here for now because I know I don't want to make long videos no more because I'll end for now. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching and stay blessed. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Okay? Thank you for watching and God bless you.